The comedian incident. On April 15, 1984, Tommy Cooper, a 63-year-old comedian, walked onto the stage at Her Majesty's Theatre in London. 12 million people were watching live from home on ITV. Cooper was Britain's favorite comedian, and he was known as the man who made magic tricks funny by getting them wrong. That evening, Cooper wore a red cloak as he prepared for his magic act. His assistant, Sandy Lawrence, helped him put on a red cloak. He thanked her. Little did he know that those would be his last words. As the show proceeded, the audience was already laughing. Suddenly, he slumped backward against the curtain. His body twisted. His legs twitched. The audience roared with laughter. They thought it was part of the act. Cooper was famous for physical comedy. This looked like another one of his brilliant gags. But behind the curtains, something was wrong. Cooper wasn't moving on cue. The routine was taking too long. Director Alistair McMillan realized immediately that something terrible had happened. He cut to an unscheduled commercial break, but they had to continue the show. Les Dennis and Dustin G were pushed onto the stage. They performed, while behind the curtains, people desperately tried to save Cooper's life. They tried to revive him, hitting his chest, trying CPR, but Cooper wasn't responding. He was later rushed to Westminster Hospital and was pronounced dead on arrival from a massive heart attack. Tommy Cooper died to roars of laughter, while 12 million people thought it was just another joke. What many people also don't take seriously are their finances. Money slips away quietly, subscription by subscription, until it's gone. That's why I want to thank today's sponsor, Rocket Money, which makes videos like this possible. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel unwanted subscriptions, lower bills, set budgets, and manage your money better, all in one place. You'd be surprised how much money slips away without realizing it. I once checked my account and found multiple subscriptions I didn't even remember signing up for. With Rocket Money, I could see them all in one list and cancel what I didn't need with just a couple of taps. It's actually surprising how much you can save just by paying attention. Rocket Money can even help negotiate your internet or phone bills, automatically track your spending, and alert you before upcoming charges, so you stay in control. Sometimes just seeing everything clearly in one place changes the way you think about money. They've already helped users save up to $740 a year when using all premium features and over $880 million in canceled subscriptions overall. Over 10 million people already use Rocket Money to manage their money smarter. If you want to take control of your finances today, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. Thanks again to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. The Phoenix Helicopter. On July 27, 2007, two news helicopters were covering a police chase in Phoenix, Arizona. The helicopters belonged to KNX-VTV and KTVK. Both stations were broadcasting the pursuit live. It was mid-afternoon, a routine chase, the kind that happens frequently in major cities. The suspect was fleeing in a stolen vehicle. Police were following. The helicopters circled above, filming for their respective stations, providing aerial coverage. KTVK's helicopter carried pilot Scott Bowerbank and photographer Jim Cox. KNX-VTV's helicopter carried pilot Craig Smith and photographer Rick Krolak. All four were experienced professionals. They'd covered countless chases before. Around 12:46 p.m., the helicopters were over Steele Indian School Park in central Phoenix. The chase was active below. Cameras were rolling. Then disaster struck. The helicopters collided in midair. The rotor blades hit each other. Metal tore. The aircraft spun out of control. Viewers watching at home saw the helicopters in frame during the chase coverage. Then suddenly, both helicopters plummeted to the ground. They crashed in the park below. One hit near trees. The other crashed nearby. All four men died instantly. The impacts were catastrophic. There were no survivors. Miraculously, nobody on the ground was hurt. The Academic Interview. On September 12, 2018, Professor Rita Jitendra appeared live on Doordarshan's Good Morning J&K, an Indian television news channel. She was there to discuss political issues. Jitendra was a prominent academic and political analyst. She frequently appeared on news programs to provide expert commentary. The interview began normally. Jitendra sat in the studio discussing current events with the host. She was articulate, composed, answering questions thoughtfully. Then, mid-sentence, Jitendra stopped talking. Her expression changed. She tossed her head backward and gasped for air. The host immediately realized something was wrong and called for help. Cameras were still rolling, broadcasting live. Viewers watched as Jitendra struggled to breathe. She collapsed in her chair. Studio staff rushed over and called for medical assistance. Medics arrived quickly and rushed her to a nearby hospital. She'd suffered a massive cardiac arrest, but doctors couldn't save her. Rita Jitendra was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The incident shocked India. A prominent academic had died live on television, in the middle of an interview, while discussing ordinary political matters. The Breakfast Show Incident. On November 13, 1986, 24-year-old Michael Lush was rehearsing for a stunt on the BBC television program The Late Late Breakfast Show. The show, hosted by Noel Edmonds, was famous for its dangerous live challenges performed by members of the public. Lush had volunteered to perform a stunt called Hang 'em High, which involved bungee jumping from a box suspended about 120 feet above the ground. It was supposed to be spectacular, daring, safe. During the rehearsal, Lush climbed into the metal box. The box was hoisted high into the air by a crane. He was secured to an elastic bungee cord by a carabiner clip fastened to an eye bolt inside the box. Crew members stood below, watching. Cameras were ready. Then came the signal. The box was released and Michael dropped. Suddenly, something went wrong. The clip detached from its mounting. The cord failed to stop his fall. He plunged 120 feet and struck the ground. The impact was catastrophic. He was killed instantly. The accident shocked Britain. The death of Michael Lush changed British television forever and ended the era of live, unregulated stunts. The sci-fi tragedy. On September 20th, 1996, 27-year-old actor Kenneth Keith Stedman was filming an episode of the science fiction series Sliders near El Mirage Dry Lake, California. The crew was shooting a desert chase scene. Cameras rolled as Stedman drove a dune buggy across the barren expanse. It was a simple setup between takes. Then, out of nowhere, something went terribly wrong. The buggy hit uneven ground. It struck a hidden mound and flipped violently. The vehicle rolled over, throwing Stedman from the seat before crushing him underneath. Crew members screamed for help. Paramedics were called immediately, racing across the desert floor. But by the time they reached him, it was too late. Kenneth Keith Stedman was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The production was halted. The investigation confirmed it was a rollover accident. No explosions or pyrotechnics had occurred, just a tragic miscalculation. His death sent a jolt through Hollywood. It reminded everyone that even the simplest scene could turn fatal in an instant.